Hello everyone. I just want to mention a few things about the Demon Hunter nerfs, and I'll just give my opinions on them. I-Beam, the Outcast ability was changed from 0 to 1. There's not much I can say about it because I just agree with this one. The next card that was patched is Aldraki Warblades. This card used to be a 2-3 weapon, now it's a 2-2 weapon. This change is amazing in my opinion. I thought this card was so unbelievably broken. It was it was just soul crushing to play against because this card warped the meta on day one. It made it so that weapon destruction was necessary in your deck. No matter what deck you were running, you just put in Acidic Swamp Ooze or Harrison Jones to counter this card because it was so widespread. I like the decision to reduce the durability. The second to last card that was changed is Imprisoned Dantean. It was changed from 5 to 6 mana. I think this change was inevitable, honestly. This was a very good card on turn 5. It was an auto-include in almost every Demon Hunter, and now people are going to have to think twice before adding this card in more aggressive lists, but I think it's still going to be pretty good. It was changed in the way it needed to be changed. It just made it a little less oppressive in the mid-game. And I think that was the focus of these changes, to pull back Demon Hunter's mid-game. Because their early game is fine, their late game is fine, but their mid-game is where tides turned way too often. The last card hit was Skull of Gul'dan, and I don't think this card was nerfed enough. I don't think it was nerfed enough. It's still very powerful. I mean, it does sit in your hand for a little bit longer now, but I don't think this number needed to be changed. While it is a welcome change, I don't think this number needed to be changed. I think this number needed to be changed. I think this number needs to be 2. You're in this situation, you're playing against a Demon Hunter. They're at like, what, 9 mana, and you have this awesome board of a bunch of like 6 health minions, and you're like, yes, this game is in the bag. But then they just ultra us, draw a bunch of cards off Skull of Gul'dan, kill your entire board, and then are left with a bunch of minions, a weapon, and it also did 6 face damage to you. It fireballed you and wiped your board. All because of this card. I don't think this card was hit hard enough. Blizzard has said that they're going to keep monitoring Demon Hunter, and if their win rates are still really high, and if the class is still problematic, they'll continue to make changes. And I think that's a good approach to take. But in my opinion, I think 2 more cards should be looked at. One of those is Priestess of Fury. This card, along with Imprisoned Dantean, is an auto-include in almost every Demon Hunter deck, aside from the OTK one that's been popping up. This card, I think, is problematic. Maybe even more so than Imprisoned Dantean was. It hits the board, it's a Boulder Fist Ogre immediately, and it deals 6 damage almost immediately. I think that's too strong. And if it survives more than 1 turn, it does it again, and again, and again. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's balanced. When there are 2 of this card on the board, you can't win. You just basically can't win unless you're running either Warlock with Sack Pact or a Highlander deck with Zephrys that can get Sack Pact. I think this card is so unbelievably good. I think it needs to be changed. I think it should be a start of turn effect, the random damage. I think that this word needs to change to start. That's all that needs to change. So it's a big commitment, a big investment on the turn you play it, but if it survives, then it's a huge payoff. You get that damage, and maybe you can even increase the damage a bit to compensate. But you make that end of turn effect a start of turn effect, and you dramatically change the dynamic of the card, and I think that will help it feel more fair and help it feel more fun. And I hope it'll make this card less of an auto-include and more of a fringe inclusion in maybe a big Demon Hunter or Highlander list or something along those lines. Another card I think should be changed is Altruist. The one thing I suggest is that they add the word minions right here. Like, that's all they need to do to make this card balanced, in my opinion. It can still have the tremendous value output that it has, but just dealing face damage as well, I think that's too powerful. In some cases, you play this, and as I said before, you deal 6 damage to the board and the enemy hero. I think that's too powerful in a class that relies on burst damage so heavily. I think the capability to wipe the board and deal damage to the face at the same time with such efficiency is a problem. And I think if this just changed into enemy minions, it'd be just fine. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about the Demon Hunter changes. I think Demon Hunter should be at a better spot now with all the changes, and hopefully Blizzard keeps a keen eye on stuff like this in the future. They've been doing a very good job, even since Descent of Dragons, where Galakrond Shaman was nerfed, like, almost instantly. But not as quick as this. This was unprecedented speed. They nerfed this, like, day 2. I don't know if they should have acted that quickly. I think what they did was brash, but if it was done in any more significant way, I think it would have been too much too soon. But I think they did it perfectly. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about the Demon Hunter changes. Before we go, I just want to mention that Demon Hunter gameplay is most likely going to come tomorrow. I'm super excited to show that off. I didn't think it was going to be as successful as it was, but like the first ever deck list I made is actually pretty good. Other stuff is coming in due time. I got Secret Burgle Rogue gameplay already. I sadly don't have the tools to make Token Druid or Quest Warlock, so I'm gonna have to shift gears. I have a no minion mage list that I want to show you guys. Like, I have so many deck ideas that I already have in stock. I don't have any dust to make anything yet, but I would love suggestions anyways, just to know where your mind's at. Like, feel free to leave any suggestions for decks you want in the comment section. I love all your suggestions. They're always insightful, always helpful for all of us. Look out for Demon Hunter. Look out for Secret Burger Rogue. Look out for some other stuff, I guess. That's all I got planned. This sure is one heck of a ride, the Ashes of Outland expansion. Hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.